Before I start today's review, I would just like to let you all know that yes, I am sick, so if I sound disgusting and I look a little down in the dumps, that's just because I'm sick, but I'm going to do this review anyways. Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to another movie review, and today I'm going to be reviewing The Hobbit, the Desolation of Smaug. This movie stars everybody from The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, but this time they are joined by newcomers such as Luke Evans, Evangeline Lilly, and Orlando Bloom as Legolas. And if you watched my review for The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, you would know that I liked that movie, but there was a lot of give and take for me. But with this movie, a lot of that give and take is completely eliminated. Now, I don't love this movie, and I don't think it's flawless, but I think it's a much better film than The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. First off, the film is much better paced than the first one. It's not excellently paced, but, you know, there's a sense of, okay, we're getting into the actual adventure now, and stuff's starting to happen, and that's good to see. The cinematography is even better in this movie. I mean, there's a lot more wide shots of just surroundings and the mountains and the trees and whatever. And it's just nice to see a good-looking movie directed by a guy who obviously knows his stuff about filmmaking. The music in this movie is great, just like it was in An Unexpected Journey, and I think it's even better incorporated in this movie than it was the last time around. There's a lot of really great action scenes in this movie that were really fun to watch. Now let's talk about Smaug, the main villain of this movie. He is, of course, the dragon that took all the gold away from the dwarves, and that's why they're going back to Erebor, and that's why these movies exist, essentially. And oh my goodness, the CGI for him is so remarkable. He feels so real. I was actually starting to get a little intimidated by him, watching him in this movie. It's so good. And I don't think enough people talk about Balin in this movie. You know, that big white-haired dwarf? He is so cool. He probably has the most character next to Thorin out of all the dwarves. He's so likable. I love seeing him, and he's just a great addition to this movie. Luke Evans as Bard and Evangeline Lilly as Tauriel, they're both good. And the last 15 to 20 minutes of this movie were just so impressive. They were so entertaining. It was so fast-paced. I was like, yes, yes, yes. And that sums up pretty much all the good that I found in this movie. The pacing in this movie is slightly better than it was in An Unexpected Journey, even though there are a lot of times where I feel scenes could have been completely removed. They're just so slow. They add nothing to the Hobbit trilogy's story as a whole. Might I add that this movie feels way longer than it actually is. Hardly any of the dwarves beyond like Thorin and possibly Balin are even slightly developed, and it was really disappointing because if you don't develop your characters, then the audience doesn't care about the characters, and that was just really sad. A lot of the CGI or computer-generated imagery in this movie kind of feels mediocre, and sometimes it's just bad. And there's a lot of cringe-worthy dialogue in this movie. I'm talking cringe-worthy. I was listening to it and I was like, why did they say that? That's a horrible line. Come on, Peter Jackson, you're better than this. All in all, guys, The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug is better than its predecessor, An Unexpected Journey. The pacing's a bit better. The music is great. The cinematography is great. Smaug as a villain is great. All the acting still maintains its quality in this movie, yet there is a lot of mediocre scenes. There's a lot of mediocre CGI. There's a lot of stuff that could have been taken out of this movie, and it would have made it better in general. But I can't really call this movie bad at all, so I'm gonna give The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug a 7.8 out of 10. There you go for your exact rating on this movie. And that does it, guys, for my movie review for The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. Next time I'm going to be reviewing, of course, the third and final Hobbit movie, The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies. I don't want to watch this, but since I want to do a review of it, I kind of have to watch it again, and you see how it is. And that does it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.